Hello everyone, and welcome to today's tutorial showing you how to navigate around the board and select objects in pencil spaces. So once you've joined a space, you have infinite space on your whiteboard canvas. In addition to this, you can create different boards so that you have infinite spaces on your whiteboard canvas as well. In this video, I will be showing you how to move around the canvas, how to get your students to move with you and to see exactly what you're seeing, and how to select specific objects. So starting off, if I want to move around my canvas, I have to click the Pan tool on the whiteboard toolbar right next to the Select tool. From here, just click on the whiteboard and drag. So click and drag, and you can see me moving around the whiteboard and you can see all of the content that is loading there. I could also zoom in and out of my whiteboard. There are two different ways to do this. So what you can do is click Navigator at the bottom right corner. And then from there, you can click the plus icon to zoom in. And then you can click the minus button to zoom out. You can see that I could zoom out quite a bit and that I have a lot of space on this whiteboard. If I ever get lost and I want to go back to the center of my whiteboard, just click the Back to Center button. That will bring you to the main part of your whiteboard and it will bring the zoom back to 100%. To zoom in and out the fast way, use your keyboard. If you are on a desktop computer, if you are on Windows, you want to find the Control button on your keyboard and scroll up or down using your mouse or your trackpad. On Mac, this is very similar, but instead of holding Control, you would hold the Command key. So hold the Command key on your keyboard and use your mouse to scroll up and down to zoom in and out of the whiteboard. If you are using a trackpad, make sure that you aren't pressing on the trackpad. You just want to glide as if you are scrolling through a web page. If I want my students to see exactly what I'm seeing on the whiteboard, you could use the crown icon at the top left corner if you are a host of the space. So I'm going to enable leader mode, that's the crown icon. And when I pan, click and drag, my participant will follow me around the board. This will work if I zoom in. You could see that Kiara is zoomed into this axis that I'm zooming into here. And if I zoom out, she'll be able to see the full whiteboard. If I am in this view, your students cannot move freely around the whiteboard, but they do have the ability to edit. So I have to disable this by clicking the crown icon again so that my participant can move around freely and switch views. So that is how you can move around the whiteboard and zoom in and out of the whiteboard. Now I'll show you how to select and edit items. What you have to do is click the Select button at the bottom in your whiteboard toolbar. Usually this will be the button that is selected by default, especially if you, for example, add some text to the board and then you click away from it. Select will be the default control that you will be using. When you're using the Select tool, you can't actually move around the whiteboard. So if I click and drag like I was with the Pan tool, you'll see that I'm just selecting objects on the board. You could select specific objects like this square over here, and whenever I click and drag the square while selecting it, I can move it around the board. If you want to make something bigger, you go to the corner of that object while selecting it and just click and drag out and in to make it bigger or smaller. You could also rotate objects by going to the corner just a little bit further away from it and moving your mouse in a circle to rotate the object however you want. So now you can see that I've rotated this cube. Your participants, of course, have the ability to edit specific things on the board. So Kiara could go in and move this shape or move the ruler if she wanted to. But, for example, if I want to make this ruler uneditable, I could use the Select tool to click on the ruler, and then I can use my toolbar to lock the ruler. So now neither I nor Kiara can move the ruler around, and we can draw on top of it freely, labeling anything that we'd like to label on the board. If I want to unlock the object, I can just select it again as a host and unlock the object. When you're selecting anything on the board, you will see this menu here. And depending on the object, there will be different things in that menu. So I could change the layers by moving it behind or in front of certain objects using those controls. I can also duplicate or copy an object to my clipboard. And then I can use Control V to make a second ruler, for example. We also give you the ability to view and add comments to specific objects if you want to highlight something in the board. If you want to delete anything using the Select tool, you have the ability to just click on the object and click the Delete button on your keyboard or the Backspace button to remove it from the board. You can use the Eraser tool to remove any drawings or any text from the whiteboard. But if you want to delete anything in bulk, you can select objects in bulk by clicking and dragging or selecting specific things, and you could just use the Backspace key to delete it using your keyboard. If you want to redo any of your changes, you can use the Undo button at the bottom next to the Pan tool. So I can click Undo, Undo, Undo as many times as I'd like. And if I want to redo anything that I did before, I can click the Redo button at the bottom. That is it for today's tutorial, showing you how to select objects and how to move around the whiteboard and zoom in and out. If you have any questions or if you run into any issues at any point, just click the Help button at the top right corner of your screen. So when I click the Help button, I can send a message to our 24/7 chat support team, or if I go back, I can browse specific articles in our Help Center. You could also browse our YouTube channel to view any other tutorials, so make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.